So I'm gonna start without microphone. Yeah, I know. Okay. So I'm fine too.
For the recording.
Yeah.
It's probably for the recording.
Probably. You said. You don't know.
So yeah.
Okay. So I'm fine too. Okay. So so I'm gonna show you two web frameworks written in Scala for Scala developers. But there's a Java API, so you can use these frameworks in Java too. I'm not sure about any other languages on JVM that would be supported by these two frameworks. But anyway, Scala and Java are supported directly by direct Java and Scala API. Okay, so who heard about reactive web development, reactive frameworks? Okay. So yeah. So pretty much half of the audience. Okay. So for the rest of the party, I'm gonna explain what it means to be reactive. Okay. There are lots of hype around reactiveness and what it means to develop reactive applications. So I'm not gonna delve into details into what it really means to be reactive, because whoever you ask about being reactive, it's like asking about being agile, about doing Kanban, about doing the right way to develop software and all of the stuff. There are many right ways to do what we do right, but there are better ways and worse ways. We'll see. Okay, so welcome. So about me, what I said, what I tried to say was that Scala is the language for 2015 for me. So I'm full-time Scala developer, tech lead, and I'm gonna see if Scala is worth more than 1 year of my time. So I'm here just to prove that there are some Scala developers, and Scala is fine. And not only the hype behind the language, but it's good. It's good enough. So and it's good enough for the frameworks I'm gonna show. So spray and play. So and as a matter of fact, I'm a Java champion. So I was nominated to this title, and I joined this famous group of people. And then it was that moment when I decided to move to another language. So after 10 years, it's 20 years. After 20 years working with Java, I decided to see if there is a greener pasture out there, and I decided to spend 1 year, exactly 1 year, or perhaps more if they pay well. So 1 year with Scala. So I'm with Scala only, even though I just this year was nominated to be Java champion and accepted. Okay, I'm blogging, so if you need to, find out more about my endeavors about Scala and what it is to be Scala convert, these are places where you can find nice overviews. And okay, so picture time. I love pictures because that's how I prove that I was here. My wife. It's not that easy to convince. Okay, so picture time, I'm gonna send it right away to my wife, my kids, so they know I love them. I love you too, but okay, good. And you know what? I would need to ask you for permission to publish these pictures, right? But the law says, at least in Poland, I haven't checked it yet, but I believe it's true, that if on a picture there are more than 9 people, you don't need to ask for permission to publish a picture. Is that correct? Can someone disagree with this point of view, this interpretation of the law here or in Poland? Okay, so I'm gonna publish the pictures. Okay, so before I start talking about being reactive and about these two frameworks, I wouldn't be me to not mention about one cool feature of Scala. There are plenty of cool features in Scala. Perhaps there are plenty of cool features in Java 8 too. But I'm not gonna bash any other language. and compare it to Scala, I'm gonna, just present what Scala offers and how it eases your life as a reactive web developer and using Scala. So concurrent feature. This is a type constructor. So I'm gonna use some Scala cool names for type centric sphere or items, artifacts. So feature of T is just a type constructor that constructs types. But what it tells a Scala developer is that it's a living object that is going to be computed at some point in the future, perhaps near future or a little bit later, but in the future, and it's being computed on separate thread. It's not a thread to Java. It's a separate thread to compute this calculation. You know what I mean? Okay. So it's gonna be available at some point. We don't know when, but it's gonna be available. So that's something I found in Scala, and that what made my life better, tougher. Well, at some point it was not easy to grasp the concept. But once you see this feature as a thread, you will understand what's behind it. But then you can compose it. Think about it. How often do you fire off a thread to calculate something concurrently? How often? Once a month? Once a year? Bi-weekly? Something like this? So think about it. It's not easy. But there are some cool features in Scala that offers some simplicity. And future of T means that there's a thread that's gonna be computed, that's gonna be, this calculation is gonna be queued. At some point, a value will become available. That's it. So this uncertainty is the key to understand being reactive. Because if there are many requests from your clients, that might not be that moment to handle them all. So you need to queue them. There are plenty of ways to queue, to slow down the clients a little bit, just so they don't notice it, but just a little bit. And if there is some support from language, that's cool. And Scala supported. But what to remember is that future object executes asynchronously on a separate thread. You can create a pool of threads using Java concurrent framework. And you can read about this once I publish the slides, and they'll be published soon. You can read about it a little bit more. That's fine. My talk or this mic? Mike. What about my talk? So far, fine too. Okay. You like futures?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So yeah. Hi. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. Well, hello. He's slowing me down. He's doing it on purpose. No, it doesn't work. Okay. It's gonna be working in the future. You see? So he likes futures, and he just fired off the calculation. Okay, so forget about it. So this is an example of using futures, and if you can just look at this snippet, this piece of code. This data composes using for comprehension in Scala two futures, and if I ask you how much time does it take to compute these two values and calculate a sum of them, you wouldn't know it. You could guess that there is some implicits going on. There are some that you can calculate how many seconds it takes to calculate how many followers are at Twitter and at Facebook, but you are not sure how much time does it take. Well, you can say that it takes at least 10 seconds, but that's it. It might take 20 minutes. Well, there are some timeouts employed, but anyway, you might not know it. So in this line, I said explicitly You might not see it. Sorry for this, but I'm gonna explain it. I'm saying that I'm giving this computation 10 secs. After 10 secs, an exception is going to be thrown. That's it. So I've got some timeouts employed. So I'm covered. But I'm saying, okay, if it takes quicker, that's good. If it takes longer, that's not good, and an exception is going to be thrown. And then all what features do is to queue these requests and do the heavy lifting for me. So I don't need to worry about, I do need to worry about concurrency issues, but in this I don't necessarily, because I'm just find two threads and I don't care about them. I don't need to worry about checking these threads or sending values from these threads to some synchronized value. Okay, so reactive manifesto. Who read the reactive manifesto? Okay, did you like it? Did you like it?
Yes.
Did you sign it?
Well, I signed it, and there is second version.
Yes, this is and I'm quoting some paragraphs from version 2. So I highly recommend to read it. Just it takes 10 or 20 minutes, something like this. Yeah, I know that 20 minutes might be too long. Okay, let's assume, let's pretend it takes 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you time out and throw exception. Okay, so just 10 minutes. And what you can find there is just a new approach to develop applications, not Scala applications. Well, it helps sells more Scala. Yeah, I know, but it's not about Scala. It's not about any technology. It's just a way to think about our software. So we need to have applications that are responsive. Who disagrees with this point of view? You?
Yeah.
So you don't like responsive applications?
No.
Okay, he doesn't like it, okay. Well, I accept your point of view, but I'd rather spend my time doing something else, like presenting responsive applications. Okay, but thanks for the comment. So, our applications need to be rapid, timely, and consistent, and have consistent response times. Yeah, that's something we need to have. That's it. Okay. Nothing about Scala. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay. So resilient. Another fancy word to describe a trait of our applications. Have you heard about this word trait? Did you know it's a feature of feature of your application? But this is an interface for those who don't understand or who didn't play with Play or Scala. Trait is just an interface, so to speak, in Scala. But trait is just a feature of your application, and one of the features is being resilient. And resilient is just to make sure that this response time is held and the promise is kept. That's it. And we are doing it in many ways. You can replicate your application. You can just isolate it and be sure that if it fails, we don't care about it. Elastic, we need to increase the capacity, and we need to decrease this after some time, because we don't want to pay for the service, for the cloud service, if we don't serve our customers, our clients, who pay for the service. So elasticity is a way to increase available resources to handle load and decrease them when they are not needed. Okay, so allocation. And the last but not least, message-driven, not being. No, we are not here to discuss EJB 3.1 or 3.0 or whatever. No, it's not about message-driven beans. But then, hey, it's almost same concept. You need to be prepared to asynchronously handle events or messages. And I believe it should rather be event-driven, but they changed it to message-driven, and okay, they brought this past memories to me. game. Okay, so asynchronous computation, asynchronous processing. That's something you need to, get used to handle the load using less than necessary capacity. If you don't need to pay too much, if there are not that many, customers to pay for the service. Right. Questions? Okay. That was an intro to Reactive Manifesto. I thought I'd share some of the traits just to get a handle of them before I present play, and then we go to spray. Okay. Who used play? Okay, quite a few people. Half a room. Okay, that's good. Half the room. That's good. Okay, so play. Play offers Java and Scala API. Well, I haven't. I didn't use play when it was version 1.0 something. And if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm mistaken, play in version 1.0 supported Java only. Then they switched to Scala. Yeah, some people note, so I'm fine. And they switched to Scala because they found out that Scala is a better fit for doing what they were doing in play. And now they stick to Scala with some Java API support. I'm saying some because I haven't checked how well they support what they offer using Scala API. So we've got version 2.3.9. Love these versions. I'm glad they don't use 4th and 5th place as Oracle does. But it's good. So 3. So if you don't know how to start a conversation with a lady, with a friend, just ask him or her about the latest version of play. Perhaps I wouldn't be mistaken to assume that she or he doesn't know the answer, and then conversation starts. Just instead of asking about what the weather is today, you just out of blue, you just ask, what's the latest version of play, because I need it. I don't know. Okay, it's 2. Okay, what is this? Let's have a look at perhaps someone on Facebook tweeted or on Twitter tweeted about it or posted a nice blog post about it and shared some. So just like it, and then conversation starts and it's cool. So that's one of the many ways. Then you can just if you notice that your partner he or she likes the conversation. He or she might like it. Then you've got some attention. You just say, okay, you want to see this application? How I'm earning money? What I'm doing at my job? I'm just using Activator, TypeSafe Activator. It's a tool. I can download it. It's free of charge. Yeah, you don't need to pay for this. Just for the internet access. But if you're attending Java JEEConf conference, you don't need to pay for this. You just download it. Well, you need to have a computer, not that weak, but okay, macOS is fine. Okay, forget about Windows. I just faced some problems during Scala workshop that some people used Windows for development. Oh, horrible experience. Anyway, okay, I envy them that they keep trying and convincing Windows that Scala and development, Java JVM development is something Windows should handle well. It doesn't work in this configuration. Anyway, so you download Activator and you just say, Activator new. I wanna have new application, and you give a new name for this. You just throw any name. Any name will work. But then, hey, don't use spaces. You don't need too much space, at least in the name. So you said, okay, you've got play microservices demo. I'm sorry, there's another. Okay, so I switch here, and then CD to this directory. CD. Okay, this is another moment where you can explain. It's not about to inject CD into a CD player or something. And just change directory. If conversation goes, it's fine. And then, well, just look at the face of your partner, because you might losing him or her. But yeah, well, but then if you are losing her or him, you just say, okay, let's run this up. Let's see what's gonna happen. Perhaps we are building a new Facebook or Twitter or something. Well, that's gonna be cool. So you execute activator run, and this application boots. It's good. So open the browser. We love it. We love opening a browser. And 9,000. It's a magic number. Nobody knows about it. Perhaps she or he doesn't know it either. So you said it's a magic. So I'm a wizard. I'm casting spells now. And then hey, there is an app. You need help? Just there is add documentation, and conversation goes. Okay. Questions? No, I'm pretty sure it's good. Okay. Okay. So now she or he may ask, well, how does this work? I got curious about it. Perhaps it might be that I want to be a reactive web developer too. And just show me the code. Okay. Let's the code speak. Okay, so you say, okay, let's start this game with this conf routes. And routes is a routing configuration file where you say what's gonna happen when a customer, a client, invokes a given URL. So this given URL is partially here. I mean partially, I'm saying partially because the beginning of this full URL is just the server and the port where this application listens or uses. So API person, and you said, whenever you want to get something, that's easy. That should be understandable, digestible by anyone. So you wanna get something from API person, okay? So well, that's the heavy part. So you execute a controller's application list persons, and then look at this face. She may like it, really, or he, and and then conversation goes. So there is another post you can post, but it's not about post office. But then the thinking might be might be good. So you post something to API person to the same URL, but then you are executing something else. You save something, saving some money. To bank deposit or whatever. You're just saying something. Questions? No questions. Okay, good. Conversation goes. Then, let's have a look what's gonna happen when this get API person is executed. So if a browser hits this URL, this code is going to be executed. It's part of application controller, which is created by this activator new given the activator template, and then you modify it to include this stuff. This stuff means we need to have a JSON support. I'm gonna delve into details soon. I doubt if it's already needed, but hey, okay, it is on slide, so it's needed. So case class. Okay, case class is a handy feature of Scala. Whenever you want to create a new class in Scala, please don't hesitate using case class. It's gonna give you more than you need, but then, hey, why not to accept if Scala gives it for free. So you just create case class, giving you some getters, setters, and all the stuff. Nice toString. We love nice toStrings. And then you create person with this implicits. Okay. So do I need this for-get? No, I'm pretty sure it's not needed. But anyway. So I sent a request to my client, and well, we are responding to a browser, so browser might not understand this, but we don't use a browser to access this service. We are going to use some better tool for this, well suited for this, like curl, no, like wget, no. There is a better command line tool, which is HTTP. Good. Yeah, that's a good answer. So HTTP, written HTTP IE. Don't get fooled that Microsoft is behind this tool. So HTTP is the tool to use for RESTful web services, and you can use it on command line. So we'll use it. Hey, this is this cool HTTP tool. So HTTP We know it, it's easy to remember. And then you just send a request to the service, to localhost 9000 API person, and you get the response. You see? Okay, that's fine. That's it. What you need to do. It okay. Your response. That's it. Nothing else. If you followed the slides, you would have complete application with get support. Questions? Okay. Post. Post is a different beast. In post, you are sending something to an endpoint, and you need to make sure that it's correct. So you need to format it with proper fields, proper values, and then once you have it, you just convert. Okay. So you convert it, and so this action converts it to JSON, and then if it's fine to marshal or unmarshal this information given in request into a case class person, you will get this person instance. If it's not good, well, errors will get provided, and then you will do what you need to do. So you are giving two functions. You know, I'm pretty sure that if you are developing Java 8 applications, you saw some similar constructs. This is a function, and this is a function too. And fault is a nice higher order function that accepts two functions. One for error handling, and another for success handling. That's good. And there is this cool object that holds implicits to have this formatting. So we use JSON support given by Play to handle it, and then we just have a nice memory-based database here, and we can play with it easily. Okay, and then post is as easy as it was with get. The only difference is that I don't need this post, so I can cross it out, because if HTTP sees any pair given on command line, it assumes that it's gonna be post, because what else could it be, right? It's a post. So post, and so silently HTTP assumes it's a post. Not sure why I did it. Oh, probably to discuss this feature, and then I can get the response, right? Okay, and message status okay, person Jacek saved. That's good. So again, if you follow the slides, and these slides are going to be published after this talk, on my GitHub. If you follow this talk, the slides, you are going to have get and post support in your application using Spray and Spray JSON written in Scala. Nothing more than this. If you need more, you just read. You can access this localhost 9000 and access at documentation. But then, if you need to continue your Play development using this skeleton, you've got JSON support, so you don't need to do it. But if you don't have it, you need to add JSON support. Then you need to define endpoint for your URLs, and then access using nice HTTP tool, command line tool. You can also access it using REST clients in your browser. But then, hey, who is concerned with other tools than command lines? Okay, questions? No? Good. This is the code, the entire code. So you can read it, absorb it, and ask questions if you've got any. But after the talk, please. Okay, future in Play. Well, it's not about future of Play. It's about future support in Play, meaning that Play heavily uses futures, concurrent futures from Scala under the hood, and uses actors to handle or offer asynchronous processing under the hood for you, just for you. But you can also use async builder to create your asynchronous call, And think of it, if you want to ask someone else for information you are going to combine with yours and send it back to your client, you may want to use this action async call given by Play to compute this query, ask for some information, and once this information are available or came, you can combine them with your information and then send it back to your clients. So this is the way to ask for something else, to ask for some information from external resources or endpoints. Questions? This nice looking, yep.
That's URL. It returns future, right?
Yes, because async by default is asynchronous. Yeah.
So it manages all the synchronous HTTP protocol.
Yes, that's being handled by Play.
Okay, and it has its own executor context or how?
Yes. Okay. There is an execution context by default available in Scala.
Right.
So there is a global. But then, if you are concerned with this performance, you can create your own, and then provide us an implicit to the scope of this method.
So Play has its own for external invocations of HTTP,
Yes,
right?
yes. You can handle one from Play, one from Scala, and then create your own.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. Okay. So, if you are fine with Play, now you may be wondering, why do I need yet another RESTful framework, Spray, if Play is fine? Well, is there anybody out there who can answer this question? I'm curious, what's your take on this? Why do we need two frameworks? Because it's better than one, right? Okay. Well, so why don't we have three frameworks? We only have, well, there is another framework, but what about 5, web frameworks? Wouldn't it be better to have 5? Well, perhaps, but then you'd have to face this choice, this decision. So the difference between Play and Spray is simple. Play is heavier, meaning more feature loaded. There are more not futures, but features, more features in Play you may not need. So it means that if you want to have full-blown web framework, not necessarily only for your RESTful web apps or microservices, okay, I said it, okay, I'm missing monads and some other stuff before someone calls bingo, right? So microservices is done, okay. So, and microservices and reactive. Okay, so I've got 2. Okay, so I'm left with 3. Okay, so Spray. Spray is slimmer. It's only for JSON handling. It's only to expose JSON endpoints, so you can create your JSONified applications. That's it. Nothing else. No HTML templates. No what?
No routing.
No routing? No, there is routing. Routing. Yeah, there is one. Because how would you say, okay, I want to process these URLs, but not these? There must be some way to express it, and you will see it how it is in Spray. But then, okay, so Spray is used mainly for RESTful web services or microservices. I said it again. Okay, so again, going back to our conversation, we are discussing and asking questions, but hey, okay, so Play might not be a good fit for this conversation, so let's switch to Spray. So, well, Spray, what is Spray? Spray, elegant. Oh, we like it. So, especially we love being elegant. We love to be high performance, or we love HTTP, and we love Akka. Why? Because Akka gives us actor model. We don't need to use Erlang for actor model. We can use lovely Akka using Scala or Java. there are two APIs for Akka, and Spray is built atop Akka and handles the load of your customers. And it's especially suited for building REST and HTTP based endpoints, microservices. Okay. Questions? Okay. How well are we with time? What time is it? 1:30? Okay, no question. Okay, so this is the routing. So first difference between Spray and Play. What's the difference? In Play, you used a text file and you use some nice looking, or for heavy Scala developers, weird looking DSL, while here you are composing routes using functions in Scala. They are called directives in Spray. So these directives are functions under the hood, and you compose them, and you can rely on IntelliJ IDEA, our guys from JetBrains, lovely product. So you can use IDEA just to have an idea if there's everything fine with your application. Well, there is support for Play in IDEA, but hey, you might be using a different IDE. I doubt it. But if you do, there might not be a direct support for frameworks. So, but for Spray, you don't need a special support. It's just Scala code. So this Scala code gives you support for API person. So whenever you send a request to API person, you can expect complete response with hello. That's it. Then you can respond with HTML and send it back to your client, to your browser, and say hello. This is by default. Okay. Questions?
Where is JSON?
In a moment. You miss it. Okay. Good. So, how do you start developing Spray applications? Well, it's not that easy as it is for Play, because we are about to see, that Spray is no longer actively supported. It's gonna be changed for Akka HTTP soon-ish. So, but before then, you can create a Spray microservice or Spray-based microservice using Git. So you clone a repo, and this repo gives you a skeleton of your future application, reactive application. Then you cd to Spray, to Spray microservices demo. I haven't touched this line. Okay, and then use lovely tool, SBT. It's as simple, as standard, as Scala build tool. And then you just restart and don't get fooled. Yeah, 5, okay. Okay, fine. So restart, don't get fooled thinking that restart is to restart your application. Well, and in some sense it is, but it's still done to do it. Restart meaning that there is a support by Revolver plugin. So this is Revolver, and we are executing start. Okay, that's it. Questions? And then you can access HTTP at given port and receive this response. Hello from SprayCam. Okay, and SprayCam. Okay. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the response from Spray. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more, just this. But we are about to change it to support JSON. So, what about JSON? Well, JSON support is just handled by a JSON library. So we are in SBT space. So what we do is to, okay. So what we do, we just add a dependency to library dependencies, and then it's Spray JSON. But we can use any JSON library out there available. So I use Spray JSON, but it's it's just a random choice. Okay, so JSONification, what it is? It's just to create a case class for your entity, and then just create an implicit same story as it was for play, right? Just an implicit to handle the conversion. Okay, then almost same as it was for play. So for some, spray is part of play, but it's not the case, and it's not gonna happen. But you know, things are similar. So what is this? So so you get, and then this get is handled here by completing this person case class, and it's being serialized to a proper HTML supported, HTTP supported format to our customers, to our client. Okay, you can you know ask for this for JSON, and you get it. Okay, that's it. If you follow the slides, you've got a complete application using Spray and Spray JSON. Okay, if you need post, almost same story. You are using entity directive to convert a JSON given by your clients, and then convert it to a case class object instance named called P here, and then complete it with using copy constructor of case classes in Scala and changing name into uppercase version. That's it. So if you are sending HTTP request, given name equals Jacek to this endpoint, you will receive this nice looking response. Of course, it's not for us, for humans. It's for our software that can handle this pretty easily. You know, say it just responded to Angular-based front end, and it handles it. It should handle it pretty easily because you know JSON is supported by JavaScript libraries by default. Okay, and this is a complete application using Spray and Spray JSON. Questions? Okay. And future in Spray, there is some additional support. You can read about it. But then, hey, there is a future of Spray, and it's gonna be Akka HTTP. So if you are thinking about using Spray, go for it. But then you should be aware of new developments going on under Akka toolkit called Akka HTTP. Okay, that's all, folks. Questions? Yeah. Okay, what's the question?
If I'm going to use WebSocket, which one should I
Play.
use?
Yeah, that's the. Thank you for this. I forgot about the name. Yeah, so WebSocket is only supported by Play. So if you need WebSockets, only Play. But it's gonna be changed. I believe Akka HTTP release candidate 1 is supporting WebSockets, but I haven't checked it. But check it out. Any other questions?
I have a question. Can we use this spray with Java, not with Scala?
Yes, you can use Spray, but because after all, it's being converted to bytecode that's understood by JVM, so it doesn't really matter if you are writing Java. It might be clunky at times. There's no. I don't think so. There's direct Spray Java API, but you should be able to use Java in Spray too. But it's harder than it is for Play, because Play offers official Java API.
What has a better scaling capability, Play or Spray?
Both. Next question. Yeah.
How do you think with such a way of routing in Spray, maybe it will be difficult to maintain each application?
Well, you are in Scala. You can combine functions that returns partial routes, and then you can combine them. So I don't think it's not a challenge that you couldn't take, something like this. Yeah, it should be easy. Yep. Other questions? None? Oh yeah. Okay.
What are practical
Yeah.
use cases?
Sorry?
What are practical use cases of using client microservices? Maybe you can share something from your experience. For what type of microservices do you use Play?
Okay,
So
I'm
what
not
do you
using
try
Play
to-
for microservices. Does this answer your question?
Yeah, so it's not
Yeah. Thank you. Whenever I'm thinking about a framework for microservices and REST, and I go for Spray because that's what I need. I don't need anything, more than that. And I don't need to handle all the, niceties of Play that I don't need, but I need to configure some, or throw away because, it occupies my sparse resources. So I'm not using Play, and I'm happy with it so far. But then, I thought about, sharing some stuff about Play, just to let you know that there is an alternative to Spray because of WebSocket support, for example.
Okay, on one of your slides, you have a nice for comprehension to combine features.
Yes.
Do you find sometimes it's inconvenient that it invokes all of the features in sequential? So you wait.
Yeah,
for,
it depends on.
So if you don't need the results of the first feature in the second one, you would probably prefer to run them simultaneously.
They are run some parallel.
No, it's translated into maps and flat maps, so it's actually sequential processing.
No, he's mistaken. So what he's trying to convince me to is that I've been using Future to run these two requests in parallel, right? That was my assumption, but it's not assumption. I just check it, and it depends where you instantiate Future. If you instantiate this Future as I did, so you're right. Yeah, so he's right. So because oh no, he's not. Okay. It's not an easy answer at first. So I believe I check it. So I'm right. He's right. so it's in parallel, but it depends where you instantiate these features. Okay. Any other questions?
And actually, what about the security for REST API? Is there something out of the box?
Yeah, there is SSL support for in Play and Spray, and it is supported by Akka HTTP. So there's release candidate. Any other questions? Okay, so if you've got any questions, please raise them, after this talk. Thank you.